Hey, hello everybody, it's Bobby at Bobby's Hobbies, and this is just part of the horde of parts. Now, that motor is a Rivarossi motor. It's not part of the horde of parts that came out of the old printer. But, this giant motor, this other pretty big motor, and some other little motor. Oh yeah, this one. This one. The Rivarossi is something I had. Now, all these gears and things came out of it, and there's more stuff. So I'm just saying, when you get rid of a printer, if you're a model railroader and you're not a printer hobbyist, which you could be, man, there's a lot of ingenious stuff in there. Now, but I've been learning a lot about gears. So one of the things you do when you see a gear is they're going to give you dimensions, and the dimensions are going to be the outer tooth to the outer tooth dimension. There's going to be the dimension for the inner diameter where it fits over a shaft. And then there's going to be a diameter for the base of the tooth to the other diameter base of the tooth. And, so that tells you how big it is. Then you can count the teeth. Now, these are for simple gears that are basically have no, see that? They go straight across like perpendicular, right? So those have no helix angle. If they were angled, that would make it more complicated. Gears obviously can be very complicated. And then apparently the spiral on here, this one is going up to the right, and that's the right hand, and if it goes up to the left, it's left hand, and it's going to be doing that whichever way you hold it. See, it's up to the right. So sometimes that matters if I won't focus on it. It matters if there's a helix angle. And I'm still not fully versed in all of the gear terminology, but it turns out that I called Bowser and found out that they no longer make these wheels or have them. Now, this is not a wheel from a T1. The reason why is none of their T1s have blind drivers. It is a Bowser wheel, but it's from a different locomotive that happens to have scale 80-inch drivers. And that's because on a T1 it's a 4444. So, with four wheels you can't have two blind drivers. But the gear is the same. Now, they don't make any of the wheels for this or the Bowser wheels. So here's a Bowser. No, this is not a Bowser wheel. But anyway, I don't know. Well, these are all Bowser wheels. Okay? These are all Bowser wheels, and they don't make them anymore. But they do make the gear, and they do make the worm. So I ordered two sets of the Bowser worm or spiral and the wheel gear. But some of these are pretty darn close. So you can get lots of gears. And the fellow there is so helpful. He told me the main thing to do is go by the inner and outer diameter, count the teeth, and that's how you get to a match. And you can count the teeth also for, I don't know, it has a problem. It doesn't want to focus on that. For some reason, I guess it's too small. Let me see if I could get it to focus on this. Okay, so if you wanted to get one that matched, as long as you have the length of the spiral, so that's from the tip here to the back, that's the length. If you have the length and the diameter, then you count the teeth. And the teeth on this is, the edge. So you can get a gear or a spiral or a worm gear as long as it matches those three dimensions. In other words, the diameter, the length, and the amount of teeth. And then it should match. Now, obviously, you could get something that's made for a very special thing, and it might have a very skewed angle, and it may not work. So that's why I'd probably say if you're going to do that, at least if you have an original, you can match it against what you're buying, and maybe you buy an assortment, and you can get things to mix and match. So I'm having some fun with this, and we're going to make this thing work. But I think what I'm going to do is make better side rods. That's one thing. I really like this tender, so I want to use it somehow. And I think what I'm going to have to do is just either shave down that inner side so that I can put a power truck that won't swivel right in the back here. But I may have to find a way to slice off the back, open it up, and increase its width by maybe a 1/16 of an inch to an eighth of an inch, so everything fits in. It's just such a good looking tender. This way it's going to have double power. It's going to have power from the front and a booster in the tender, and it is such a nice locomotive. It's hard not to want to do it. So it could be quite interesting. All right, and what else was I going to say about this project? I've got to make the new side rods. I don't remember now. Let's see. Other things I got from Bowser, which I'm glad I did. It's like a supposedly 150-page magazine or book that was only $5, and it's got all their steam engines and all the parts and all the diagrams. I said, gee whiz, that's worth it. And then I also bought 9 brass Pennsylvania keystones. See, now this has a keystone that looks like it may be applied, it may be molded in, I'm not sure. But I got 9 of those because they came in sets of 3. Love Pennsylvania, and I got 2 Pennsylvania T1 tender decal sets. So could be a lot of fun. All right, so stay tuned. We'll get that in, and we're going to start making stuff. So sometimes you have to learn before you advance. But I like saving all these gears. Who knows? Maybe I can make a motorized crane or something. And I don't know that. I know Jack Diddley about electronics, so I'm saving all kinds of pieces, and it could be very fascinating if I could learn about that. So that's the great thing about the hobby. You can, if you want to, it touches upon so many other things, and you could learn about it. And I think that's probably one of the best parts about model railroading. That's not really enough attention is not paid to that. So anyway, like I saved this board. This board came out of it. I don't know anything about what it really does, how it works. This was inside. I got to look all these things up, see if I can make any use out of it. Who knows? But I'm having fun. And look at that. It's got a battery in it. Who would have thought that inside your printer there'd be a battery? Is that a rechargeable battery? I just don't know. It's kind of because there's no way the user's ever going to change that battery. But anyway, it's just kind of awesome. We have so much technology, and we use it every day, and we don't even really understand it. So anyway, thanks so much for paying attention, meaning watching, and I hope you're enjoying. And it's a little adventure. We're going to see, can we turn this into a super locomotive? That's the goal. All right, thank you again, and bye for now.